Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links that things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.
Grant Cardone local.
We're back again. No, he lives in. Well, he opened an office in Arizona. We'll talk about that in a minute. Welcome back to the Power Move. I, of course, am John Gafford, here with Colt, Foreskin, Turtleneck, Amidan, and Chris the Counselor.
But boys, I
got good news. While we were on the break, while we took a break a minute ago, I don't have to work anymore.
What happened,
John? Listen to his voicemail. Apparently, I'm going to be retired here.
Are you there? Oh, I got your voicemail. This is Mary. You mentioned you wanted to ethically make some extra cash without having to lift a finger. If you're still interested in making some extra cash, give me a call.
All right, I'm not going to give it over. Okay. All right, but I do.
You have to lift a finger.
No, I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about that voicemail though, because it's horseshit. Of course it is. Whatever. Didn't talk to me about Mary, but I will say this. I'm gonna give you a sales tip right out of the box. Something I did like about that voicemail, which is how I leave it, how I leave voicemails, and how I coach our people to leave voicemails. Because Colt, what is the purpose of a voicemail?
Call back.
Call back. That's it, right? I mean, so many people in sales want to pitch a machine, dude. They get on and they want to pitch and they want to try to sell the machine. Oh, let me tell you why you need to call me back. I got X, Y, Z. You need to do this, blah, blah, blah. The only purpose of a voicemail is just to get a call back.
I love your guys' voicemail.
That's it. So she did a little bit of it, which was good. Key number one in that voicemail was she tried to build familiarity and acting like we knew her.
Oh, hey, is this you? Oh, I'm sorry,
I got
John.
I got your voicemail.
How you were saying this?
Oh, yeah, I got your voicemail.
But when they're starting off with a disingenuous premise, like, I don't know you.
No. But here's the point. The point is you call them and you just say, hey, Bob, it's John. Look, hey, you know what? It's too much for a voicemail. Just give me a call back.
That's fine.
That's it.
That's
great.
Then
that's
You're
my voicemail.
You have a present.
I'm not. But that's the voicemail we leave, which is you've got to leave a voicemail in a sales situation the exact same way that you would if you were calling your buddy. I mean, that's the same message I'd leave you.
Yep.
Connell, it's Gafford. Hey, man, too much on a voicemail. Just call me back.
Yep.
Right? Now, here's another big mistake that people make when they leave voicemails, which is they give their number. Like, I'm not going to tell you my whole name. I'm not going to tell you where I'm from. I'm not going to tell you anything about me. It's just, hey, it's John. It's too much for a voicemail. Call me back. Because now I've got the guy thinking, who is John? Yeah. Like, he's talking to me like he knows me, like I should know this person. Who is he? Now, here's another thing. If I've called and left a message on your phone.
You have my number.
You got my number. I don't need
no phone out there that doesn't link your voicemail to your phone.
No, as soon as I leave my number, call me back at 823-129-1212.
They can Google
823-129-1212. No, as soon as you tell me your number, I know I don't know you.
Yep.
I already know I don't know you. Mm-hmm. But if you ambiguity is always the best thing you can do when you're leaving a message.
Create a little suspense. Leave a little
suspense,
imagination.
man. A little suspense.
And do not do sales call from your office phone that has a generic number that when somebody calls, they have to figure out who they call to get transferred back. That's the worst. Do not call me. Call from your cell phone or your direct line that has a caller ID because I'm not going to sit there and did you say that's a 2-4? You're breaking up and a half hour to return
I have
a call.
to deal with that every single day as an attorney.
Commercial real estate.
As an attorney. So in commercial real estate too.
Commercial real estate.
Because you got those people they're calling from an office, right?
Yeah.
And nothing drives me nuts more. I leave you. I'll say it. This is my personal cell.
Yeah.
That way you know that you're getting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing drives me nuts more than trying to get a hold of an attorney. Right. That I've been we got a deal going, and I got to go through 3 layers of paralegals.
Who are you?
I mean, look,
if you know what it's calling.
If you have a problem in Vegas, you can call Connell at 3:00 in the morning. He'll answer. I mean, I actually encourage the 3 a.m. call.
Because nobody hugged me during Christmas.
Yeah,
because I got COVID.
Typhoid
Sucker, you're lucky, John, because I saved you from a lot of money from paying out people.
The best was I thought about this and I thought about how funny this would be. I wanted because everybody had like if you don't live in Las Vegas, you won't understand this, but I'll explain anyway. So if you don't live here, the Golden Knights is our hockey team. It is the fabric of our community. Yeah. It is the fabric of our community. It is, and so much so that one of the Raiders players wrote an open letter to all the fans in Las Vegas saying, "We understand that the Knights jerseys are hung up in every store and ours aren't. We get it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like they're conceding already that we're never going to be the Knights. Well, last week, two of really I'll say the heart and the balls of the team for the first 4 years we existed got traded away in the offseason, and both of those players came back with their new respective teams this week. Ryan Reeves, who's playing for the New York Rangers, and Marc-Andre Fleury, who was literally the first Golden Knight. He's the first guy they ever picked. He's the first guy. And they came back to the games, and I was at both of those games, and they're emotional. But here's the joke. So for the Fleury one, after I saw everybody with the signs for the Reeves game, I wanted to make a sign just for shits and giggles that said, I have COVID, but I wasn't going to miss Marc-Andre Fleury.
Oh, you should have. That would have been the greatest.
Take it to the game.
You end up on the wrong side of an emotional distress case.
You would have had it done like a video showing you got negative theme, be like, this is a joke, here we go. Because
doesn't matter if people freak out.
It would have been amazing.
All the people go get tested.
Oh, God. Can you imagine just hitting the Jumbotron? Because where we sit, a puck came over the glass. I do get Jumbotron every now and again when it comes over.
I have COVID, but I wasn't missing the flower.
That would have been the greatest.
Oh, it would have been amazing. So no, anyway,
people are too sensitive. Can't
I know
joke about
they
it.
are, but I thought that was going to be.
It would be hilarious, except for the fact, like I said, you'd be sued
left and right.
Oh my God! Do you think I could get sued for that?
Maybe intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Look at the attorney.
Let's talk about this because holy shit! I pray for the future of our company, or not our company. Our company's great. Our country. Did you guys see these Arizona State girls? Tell me you did.
No, please. What?
Tell me
the
you
toilets?
Saw. No.
Saw that one.
Okay.
Arizona
so there's
State
these two girls at Arizona State that decided they walked into their multicultural center at Arizona State, and there were two white males studying in the multicultural center. And so they decided to pull out their phones and TikTok this of them berating them because one of the guys had a Police Lives Matter. One of the guys had a I didn't vote for Biden t-shirt. And apparently there was a Chick-fil-A cup, which is triggering also, and a Bass Pro Shops hat was also triggering for some reason.
Right, okay.
Right, so that's also triggering.
So now, by the way, both of these groups automatically annoy me.
Right, okay, hang on. We're still
I'm already annoyed.
But we're still going. We're still going, all right? And they start berating these guys.
Sure.
And the guys never get over 2, ever. Like, here's level 10. They never get it over 2. They're like, look, we just came in here to study. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not protesting. I'm not saying anything. My computer just happens to have a sticker, whatever. And obviously, now, on one side, they probably went in there. Hang on. They probably went in there.
Yeah.
They probably went in there to do what they did.
To needle, yeah.
Right? But these girls went ballistic at these guys and the stuff that they were saying. And so Arizona State investigated the situation, and based on the video that the girls took, found that the only people harassing anybody were these girls harassing those guys because there's no rule that says those white guys can't go sit at that table in the multicultural center.
Right, and
which is fine.
Yeah, which is a First Amendment protection, and I'm very much so ACLU. 100%. I support this. Is please don't cut this into a piece.
I'm not.
I support Black Lives Matter protests in public spaces. I support Nazi protests in public spaces. I can look at them and say, I think you're disgusting people, but you have the right to be wrong in public.
Yeah.
And
you don't have the right to burn shit down, though. Anybody.
Well, you can't create a danger for it, but you have a right to burn a flag. And I stand by your right as an American.
I don't care if you burn a flag. No, listen. If you bought it, you can burn whatever you want. You can't burn somebody's business. You can't
destroy other people's properties,
of course.
But I believe that this country needs to go back to that where I don't have to like you, but I do have
to respect your right to have.
I don't respect your opinions. I respect your right to be wrong and
right.
Right. But my point was with these Arizona State girls. So the Arizona State finds them to be the ones that were harassing these guys. Sure. And they say they want you to write a 3-page paper on inclusion and you're on probation. That's basically what happened. So then these girls go back on the video. And again, not about the cause. It's about the general perception of these. They're like, these people came in with their racist Bass Pro Shop hat. And they're racist, and they triggered us.
They're all fired up.
They triggered us in our safe space. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if I'm Russia, I'm like, we could take this place in like a week.
Here's the problem, though.
Like a week. We would go over and trigger people, and they'd be that. Dude, if those are your kids or your kids act like that, you are setting them up for failure because the world is going to chew them up and spit them out.
But here's the good news. Here's the saving grace. like with all things, what you see and what you hear about in public are not the reality of it.
Yeah.
99% of kids going to college will just be like, oh, those guys are fucking idiots. Did you see that one girl, the one who shit her pants, the right-wing girl that tries to make videos, the one who shit her pants at a frat party?
No.
She went onto a liberal campus and started asking
Was this on her OnlyFans?
I
Or what
saw-
are you talking about?
Oh man,
I don't watch Young
let's
Turks,
talk-
but
yeah.
Young Turks was on like a next clip and I just overheard it. And it shows these videos of her going on these liberal institutions expecting to just have these outrageous comments.
Yeah.
It's like, should there be tampons in the men's room? Like, oh, and the guy's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And moved on. And
care
then
less.
another guy's
Just
like,
kept walking.
sure. Does it cost me anything?
Yeah,
Then I don't care. So most people, and it just backfired in her face. She looked like a moron. But if you're two white guys and you go to the multicultural center and you're wearing, you're wearing, I don't care about Biden or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're going there to be controversial, which is fine.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do
Just
in that
ignore them.
situation is ignore them.
Yeah.
So
Ignore them.
They did what they
100%.
wanted to do. And you are a fucking moron and a puppet. If you let someone pull your strings so
React, yep.
easily about content, nobody cares.
But again, I think there are college age kids
Sure.
on both sides of these issues, on
Right.
both sides of conservative and liberal, that are equally fragile in the worst possible
There
way.
is
They are,
so much
because-
fragility. But here's the thing. So college campuses, yes, are definitely left. And I don't mean to be
I think it's both sides. This is not
Well,
about
no,
a left or
but
right.
it's tougher
thing.
to be
This
a
is
young
both sides.
Republican academic,
Oh,
right?
for
Because
sure.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world's moving
for
away
sure.
from that.
Yeah.
But just in general
I think
terms,
it's coming
right?
back.
But
I think it's coming back.
I think in the business world,
I think you're going to see some Michael Keatons come popping up real quick.
in academia,
No,
Yeah.
think
I don't
you're
know about
Not-
academia.
no, but I
you're
think
gonna
that's-
see Michael Keatons
it
come
may
popping
it may
back up.
correct to where it should be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
I feel like right now is like the 70s, and you're going to see a snap back to
the
conservatism.
conservative.
Well, I think it already has. I think the "Let's Go Brandon" speeches you see around campus, you wouldn't have saw those 10 years ago.
But
Again,
that's ignorance.
No,
That's
that's what I'm
ignorance.
saying. The problem is they're a lot of these kids are so stupid and have no experience. They still live in their parents' basements.
course,
They don't know anything. So if they hear a professor telling them how stupid the right wing is, then they're going to sit there and think it is. And if you're getting your parents telling you, they're a bunch of idiots, they're going to. It's going back and forth.
Here's my thing. You look at, and again, you look at the "Let's Go Brandon" thing, which obviously is what it is. But my thing is, I think what made this country great in its first place is the ability to have civil discord.
Of course.
Civil discord. And at what point, I mean, dude, I don't love Joe Biden's politics. I didn't like Obama's politics. I mean, but at the same time, I never disrespected the office of the president.
Sure.
I mean, the guy is the president of the United States. And it's
You look like an idiot when
disagree
you
and not like it, but
disagree
that's it.
as a country. They don't realize people are looking at us and we look like a bunch of idiots, both sides.
Well,
of
that's
it.
because the media is very loud. Now, here's the thing, though. I am 100% on board if you criticize a policy of Joe Biden's.
Yeah.
So if you say,
fine.
hey, Joe Biden really fucked this up by this, and this was a better solution. I
Yep.
look at it, I go, hey, that's fair. I go, no, what you're not considering is this.
Yeah.
That's how political discourse should be in this country, but it's not. It doesn't matter what Joe Biden says.
He's an idiot.
He's wrong.
He's an
the
idiot.
guy could say the sky is blue and he's
could.
fucking wrong.
He could cure
And that's the
cancer.
problem in America, is that it doesn't matter. My team is in.
Well,
everything Trump did is right.
because
right wing.
I know, because again, it's the echo chamber.
It's
the
just
we all
so nuts.
We all hear each other saying that everything is right, and I like to hope. Here's the thing: we all have our own political views here that sometimes align, sometimes don't. But I think we can all agree that the way that the majority of people that are super vocal about their dislike of whatever is happening are doing it the wrong way.
Totally.
Yep.
Worst marketing.
Yeah.
The left wing has got to have the worst marketing possible because I believe, this is a core belief of mine, that 70% of people, 80% of people in this country, if marketed to properly, would vote on the left side. And here's why. If properly marketed to. Because when you think about policies about the ultra wealthy, this, that, and the other, most people in this country are below the wealthy, right? So if you could just be like, look, here are great social services. Look at the police. Look at fire. Look at all these great things that if we just put in collectively, blah, blah, blah. If you could steer it away from religion and make it about
that's
people's
the problem.
confidence.
That's the problem,
That's the
because
They
because
put
because
everything together. You're not
the
voting
right
on one.
the right owns religion,
Which is ironic.
which is a core value.
But it's ironic in that and I don't want to get like off on a tangent, but when you look at the tenets of, you know, what Christianity is, right? Give to the poor, rich don't get into heaven, all that stuff. If it was marketed better, that wouldn't be an issue because you could get away from the things that turn them off, like gay marriage. And once those things become sort of more normalized and mainstream, you're going to find the next generation is not going to care about those issues so much.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like I said, it's a marketing problem, but the left is the worst at it.
You know, it brings up my next point, which is going to be incredibly probably unpopular, but we're going to talk about it anyway because I thought it was a good thing. Joe Rogan came out the other day and said that if Michelle Obama ran against Trump, she'd win in a landslide, is what he said.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, he thinks Michelle Obama would win in a landslide. And this got me to kind of thinking. It got me thinking about something.
I totally disagree with that.
You disagree? Well, that's what Rogan said. But here's the thing.
Interesting.
This is what I'm finding, and I'm finding this, and this is a spouse thing. This is not a husband-wife thing. This is not a wife-husband thing. This is a spouse thing.
Right.
I am seeing more and more, especially in the entrepreneurial space, where unqualified spouses are being shoved on stage because of who they are.
Totally.
I agree.
And that's on both sides. I've seen some really unqualified husbands whose wives are superstars, and I've seen some really unqualified wives whose husbands are superstars.
Right.
And at what point is that okay? Is that not okay? I mean, you tell me.
You need to have qualification. Now, Michelle Obama is a lawyer.
100%. But I'm saying, no. And I'm not
That's
saying
like the only.
Okay, real quick. I am not saying Michelle Obama is not qualified to run for office. I just said that thought of that, with him saying that, got me thinking, like, I go to these events and I see these wives get shoved up front. I see these husbands get shoved on stage. And, you know, it becomes this package deal. Where one of them's a superstar and the other one. Well, I mean,
our president,
you love your spouse. I love that. That's all well and great.
But that doesn't mean I need to hear their opinion either.
Or do I need to hear them talk to me?
Well, I think our current president's that, right? I think people voted for him because they thought they were voting for Obama, right? And same thing with, I would dare say our mayor in Las Vegas has voted purely because they voted
100%.
her because of her
100%.
because of her husband, right? Which is
100%.
So, you know, I think they sit there and think, well, if I vote for them,
I'll get the other person
I
back.
know they are not qualified, but what they're not qualified on, they'll ask their spouse, and that's who I'm voting for. And I think that's
how to get
why.
Bill Clinton a third term was a lot of
Yeah.
Hillary
Oh yeah,
was
that's that.
Clinton 3.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where that comes from. But man, I see it. I go to speaking events and I watch somebody. I'm like, who the hell's this person? And find out,
God,
it's their husband,
so-
right?
so-
Or
so-
somebody's
husband.
wife.
That's totally
husband.
odious. I find that particularly offensive. When somebody's spouse is up there that is wholly not qualified with a hard opinion on anything.
It is. And I think the problem is most people aren't honest enough with themselves to think that, look, I'm glad you think your wife is amazing or your husband's amazing, but that doesn't mean put them on the stage.
No.
Yeah.
I promote my wife because we have a comparable business.
Yeah.
Like we have a thing where I go, no, she's competent, plus she comes with me.
But I also think, like, okay, look at, and this is not, you know, I know plenty of couples where, you know, the one spouse is the stage superstar and the other one just has no interest in it.
Right.
Like I know plenty of those people.
Sure.
I mean, I was
probably a better marriage that way.
Yeah. I mean, I let you do what you're going to do, and that's great. I mean, Tana Gertz, who is, and her husband's a wonderful guy. He was a meteorologist there at their hometown in Iowa. But, you know, Tana, by being one of Trump's main pundits, I guess you will, or one of the bell ringers through his campaigns, Tana became quite famous. And she never tried to put Curtis up there, and Curtis never had any interest to be up there. He was perfectly content to stand by her side.
Right. Yeah.
And I think, you know, I don't know why that came.
Anyway,
I agree, but I don't think Michelle would kill landslide Trump. I really don't.
I just find that particularly strange.
Yeah, I honestly, if Trump runs again and we get Obama running again, I'm so annoyed over
2 years. 2 years is a long time
Yeah.
in health years with a dude that's that big and that old.
Yeah, but you know, that is interesting that he said that because, like I said, I still think that this country. Now, here's where I'll be maybe not controversial, but having a woman be president, I'm just not sure this country is going to secretly vote for that yet. I just don't. I think men still have kind of a thing about having a woman president on average.
You think?
I do. When you look at who voted for Trump and who voted for Hillary, 67% I think of men voted for Trump and 30% whatever Hillary, and same with women, right? Because women,
I think. I
just think that generally, that there's enough men that still have hard feelings about.
There's racist
here's the
people out
idea.
there. There's sexist people. Yeah, I
think-
don't have a problem. I would have voted for Condoleezza Rice if she would have ran.
Listen. I think you're going to have to. I think much like Obama, you're going to have to come in moderate.
I just don't think it's a landslide either way.
No, I don't think it's landslide either way. But speaking of,
I think Trump's daughter could go and win. Ivanka, I think she could.
Well, let's move on to something else. Let's talk about this real quick, which was Grant Cardone said, I saw a video he made this week, and I thought it was dangerous, and I thought it was bullshit.
I think a lot of stuff he says is
This was dangerous, and it was bullshit. It's dangerous and it's bad. You're in my shot, Connell. What are you doing? Jesus. Yeah, everything stops for Connell because he's got to stop doing
Connell.
I said everything stops. No. So here's what it was. It was a video, and he goes, and here's the story. I'll do my Grant Cardone invitation. So no, man, this guy, I met him, and I said, hey, you need to invest in me. And he wrote me a check for $20 million because he trusted me. He said, I trust you, Grant. I trust you. I'm going to give you $20 million. And then a week later, I get a call, and he says, hey, I'm going to send this guy down from my office, and he's going to go through your office and check out your stuff, check out your operation, make sure it's all good. And I said, yeah, send the guy down. So the guy, this doesn't sound like Grant Cardone at all, I feel like. Does it kind of feel, anyway. So he says, I'm going to send this guy down, and he's going to check it all out. Well, he says the guy came down, he went through everything, and I said, hey, when you're done, come back and see me, and I got a gift for your guy. And he said, at the end of the day, I said, how was everything? He said, everything checked out perfectly. It was great. Here's something for you. And I handed the guy an envelope, and it had a check for $20 million with him because I don't want to do business with somebody that has to check up on me that doesn't trust me. No. And I thought to myself, number one, okay, let's stop.
20 million. Let me give you 20 million.
Let's stop for a second. There's zero chance that dude handed anybody back $20 million. No. Zero chance that happened. Now, number two, guys, I always say don't buy the protest sign from the person that's telling you about the cause, right? This is a guy, you got to pull your mic back on. This is a guy that his job is raising money. That's his job, to buy multifamily stuff, and he's been very, very good at it. Right. But if you don't think you should vet every single deal you do, I mean, vet it and pull it apart and look for holes and look for everything.
100%.
I mean, I sent you the operating agreement on the jet, and I said, find me a problem in here. Find me the problem.
So if you're doing a deal with your mother, go over it.
Vet the deal. Vet everything.
Why is that a problem?
Because it's easier for him to put that video out and make people that are naive, that might have 10 or 15 grand to rub together to send him to invest with him. Well, I don't have to look at the prospectus. I don't have to look at it because I
trust him.
I trust. He won't do business with me if I don't trust him.
A lot of people trusted Madoff.
Yeah,
a lot of people. That's a good point. I have no clue about this Grant Cardone.
I don't know anything about the guy.
I have zero, so I'm not going to talk bad. I'm not going to talk.
I'm not talking.
No.
I
know you're not.
That piece of it. Listen, I think it was bullshit. I don't think the story happened.
No.
I don't think it happened. And then two, I think it's terrible advice that you shouldn't vet every deal all the way out. You should just quote unquote trust people. So you know what? I'm in a 7-figure lawsuit trying to recover 7 figures from a guy that was my roommate at one point.
Good friend.
No, vet the deals that you're still doing. Vet the deals that you're currently in.
Yeah.
My problem
to get vet everything.
I am not going to slander one guy. I'm going to say hypothetically there is a guy out there that was able to put together money from 2008 on. There's absolutely no way you could fucking lose putting money into real estate from 2008 and on. So you might have somebody that's worth $1 billion and be an idiot. You could have bought Porta-Johns and made a fortune on them. So my thing is you are hypothetical. Guy A is playing with fire by not doing accredited investors. Okay, he's getting where any investment panders out.
I don't know that he's not doing accredited. No, I don't know that.
Look, if you're giving a guy 5,000, if you're doing 5,000,
I don't know.
I don't either. And this is why I'm talking about hypothetical guy A. Hypothetical guy. This is not about Grant Cardone. I'm telling you, you play with fire not doing credit investors. And people are crowdsourcing, put together GPs and LPs and all this stuff. It's a scary thing to do.
If you have a competition, 10,000 people are in it, about flipping heads and tails. There will be somebody that flips like 15 heads in a row. Yeah. They're not expert head flippers.
No, it's just that's how it is.
It's just they shake out, and that's at the end of it.
And I want to say this. I mean, there's some people that are going to hear what I just said and be like, oh, that dude's a hate. You're being a hater. You're trying to tear him down because he's successful. No, I'm not.
Very successful.
Like, there's a difference between being a hater and saying the emperor has no clothes.
There's
a difference. And I'm merely trying to say that what he implied from that video.
Be conscientious of all of that.
Be conscientious of all of it. Yeah. You know, there's something behind it. Never buy a protest sign from the dude that told you about the cause. Never do. And there's a lot of that going on right now. There's some people making some serious money selling protest signs, and they are constantly reminding you there's a cause. Be careful of that. And yeah, I'm not. I'm not being a hater on the guy. No. I'm just saying, when you're giving dangerous advice to people that could get them in trouble, that's when I have a problem.
Well, and I know a lot of people that have been investor stuff. They've been investor partnerships for 20 years, and they still vet their guy. That it could be their son. I know family money that they'll vet their sons. You should vet every investment, whether it's 5,000. Look, if you don't vet it, you're just giving somebody a favor. Yeah, at that point, in my opinion.
for sure.
So,
well, we're gonna wrap it up. Connell, I'd take a phone call, I guess. We're right at 26 minutes. Make sure you tune in the next one. The next one's going to be awesome as well, where we talk about principles and principles of stoicism. And if you're having a challenging time, like so many people probably are right now with COVID and everything else, you might want to take a quick listen, because if you've never been exposed to the thought process of some of our greatest philosophers, we're going to do it in a way that you can understand, and it's and hopefully it will start you on a road to wanting to read more, wanting to do this. I always tell people all the time, the book that changed my life was The Obstacles Away by Ryan Holiday, and I'm going to just kind of introduce you to some of those principles, and we're going to talk more about Colt's turtleneck. So
I was going to say we got double back to back with my awesome turtleneck,
and we'll go to that. So we will see you next time.
I like my turtleneck.
Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.